My name is Celine, and for 3 years, I thought I was being a good mother and grandmother. I was wrong about what that meant to everyone else. Marcus, can you grab Ryan from soccer? I'm running late with the grocery delivery. Mom, I'm still at the office. Can you get him? Haley's at her Pilates class. Sure, sweetheart. I'll pick him up and start dinner while I'm there. That was a Tuesday. Wednesday, I paid their electric bill because Haley forgot. Again. Thursday, I watched Ryan and his sister Ivy after school because their daycare called saying Ivy had a fever. Friday, I deposited $2,000 into their account because Marcus mentioned the mortgage was due and his commission check was delayed. Saturday, Haley finally said what she'd apparently been thinking for months. Celine, we need to talk. She was standing in their kitchen, the kitchen I'd helped redesign last year. This isn't working anymore. What's not working? Did Ryan say something about the math tutor I hired? No, you. You're here too often. You're interfering with our family. I set down the dish towel I'd been using to dry their wedding china. I'm sorry? You're always here, always fixing things, always paying for things, always just present. Marcus and I need space to figure out our own life. I'm helping you. You both work full-time. Someone has to. We didn't ask for all this help. Haley crossed her arms. You just inserted yourself, and now you act like we can't function without you. You called me 3 times this week asking me to handle things. Because you made yourself available. We would have figured it out. Marcus walked in holding his phone. Hey, Mom. Didn't know you were here. Your wife just told me I'm interfering with your family. He glanced at Haley, then back at me. Mom, we've been talking about this. We appreciate everything, but Haley's right. We need to be more independent. Independent? Marcus, I paid your mortgage yesterday. We didn't ask you to do that. You told me the payment was due and you were short. I was venting. I didn't say, Mom, please pay our bills. Haley stepped closer. This is exactly what I mean. You hear a problem and you throw money at it. You don't let us solve anything ourselves. So you want me to watch you struggle? Watch my grandchildren suffer because you two can't manage your finances? Our finances are none of your business, Haley said sharply. Neither is our marriage, our parenting, or our house. You need to step back. I looked at Marcus. Is this really what you want? He hesitated and Haley answered for him. Yes, it is. Fine. I picked up my purse. I'll step back. Thank you. Haley's voice softened slightly. We're not trying to hurt you. We just need boundaries. Boundaries. Got it. I walked out without saying goodbye to Ryan or Ivy. My hands shook as I drove home. That night, my friend Valerie called. How are the grandkids? I don't know. I've been told I'm too involved in my son's life. Oh, Celine. Maybe they have a point? You do spend an awful lot of time there. I'm helping them. Or maybe you're making them dependent on you. Sometimes love means letting people stand on their own. I hung up feeling worse than before. Sunday morning, Marcus texted, Mom, can you watch the kids Tuesday? Haley has a work thing. I stared at the message for 10 minutes before responding. No, you need to figure it out yourselves. My phone rang immediately. Mom? What do you mean no? Exactly what I said, Marcus. I am stepping back like you wanted. I didn't mean for every single thing, just, give us some space. You told me to step back. I'm stepping back. This is childish. No, this is boundaries. Isn't that what Haley wanted? He hung up without answering. Thursday morning, I sat across from my lawyer Diane in her downtown office. You wanted to discuss the Maple Street property? Yes, my son and his family live there. I need to know where things stand legally. Diane pulled up the file. You're still the sole owner. They've been living there rent-free for 3 years, under the agreement that you'd transfer the deed once they saved $30,000 for their equity share. Have they saved it? I don't know. We haven't discussed it recently. You should find out before making any decisions. That afternoon, I drove to Marcus's office. His assistant looked surprised when I walked in. Mrs. Chen, Marcus didn't mention you were coming. It's a surprise visit. Marcus came out holding a coffee cup. Mom, is everything okay? We need to talk about the house. His face tightened. Can this wait? I have a client call in 10 minutes. No. You were supposed to save $30,000 for your equity share. Have you saved it? He glanced around at his coworkers. Can we not do this here? Answer the question, Marcus. Mom, we've had expenses. Ryan's orthodontist, Ivy's preschool. So no. We'll get there. Why are you pressuring me about this now? I'm asking about a legal agreement we made 3 years ago. His jaw clenched. This is because Haley hurt your feelings. You're punishing us. I'm clarifying where things stand. I don't have time for this. He walked back into his office, closing the door. That evening, someone rang my doorbell repeatedly. I opened it to find Haley, with both kids in the car behind her. We need to talk. About what? About you interrogating Marcus at his workplace. About whatever this tantrum is. I'm not having a tantrum. I'm respecting the boundaries you set. I asked for space, not complete abandonment. Ryan cries himself to sleep asking why Grandma doesn't love him anymore. This has nothing to do with them. Then why are you punishing them? I'm not punishing anyone. You told me I was interfering. I stopped interfering. You know what I meant. No, Haley, I don't. You told me I was too present, too involved, so I removed myself, completely. Her face flushed. Normal people would understand the difference between backing off a little and disappearing entirely. Normal people don't tell their mother-in-law she's interfering while living in her house rent-free. That house is our home. That house is my property. Something shifted in her expression. What does that mean? It means I spoke with my lawyer today. Marcus was supposed to save for his equity share. He hasn't saved anything, has he? That's between you and Marcus. No, it's between me and my property. You wanted me out of your life? Fine, but you don't get to keep everything I provided. You're insane. She backed toward her car. I'm done, Haley. That's all. She drove off, tires squealing. The next morning, I returned to Diane's office. I want to sell the Maple Street property. She set down her pen. Celine, your son lives there. My son lives in my house rent-free, under an agreement he hasn't honored. I want to sell it. This will destroy your relationship with him. Can you handle the sale, or should I find someone else? I'll handle it. 60 days notice required. Do whatever's legally required. That evening, I drove to the house on Maple Street. I didn't call ahead. I walked up the path and knocked on the door. Marcus opened it. Mom? What are you? I need to speak with both of you. Now. Haley appeared behind him. Celine, if you're here to lecture us, I'm selling this house. You have 60 days to find somewhere else to live. The color drained from Marcus's face. You're what? Selling the house. My lawyer will send formal notice tomorrow. You can't do this. This is our home, our kids' home. It's my house. You've lived here for 3 years without paying a cent, and you haven't saved anything toward the equity share we agreed on. Because you kept saying not to worry about it. You said we were family. We are family, but you made it clear I was interfering with your life. This house is the biggest interference of all, so I'm removing it. Haley stepped forward. You're kicking out your grandchildren because I asked for boundaries? No, I'm establishing my own boundaries. You didn't want my involvement? You don't get my house. Marcus grabbed my shoulders. Mom, stop, please. We have nowhere to go. That's not my concern. You wanted independence. Figure it out. We can't afford anything. Rent is $3,000 a month. We don't have savings for deposits. You've had 3 years living rent-free. Where did the money go? Living. Just living. Cancun? The golf club? Haley's Pilates studio? Haley's face flushed. How dare you judge how we spend our money? It was my money you were spending. Every dollar you didn't spend on rent was a dollar I gave you, and you thanked me by telling me I was too involved. I made a mistake. I was wrong, okay? I was jealous and insecure. But you can't destroy our children's lives over this. I'm not destroying anything. You destroyed this the moment you decided I was disposable. Marcus's hands dropped. If you do this, you'll never see Ryan and Ivy again. Ever. I already don't see them. This is different. This is permanent. Then we both made permanent choices. I turned to leave. Haley's voice followed me. You're a bitter, vindictive woman. I didn't look back. The next 2 weeks were war. Marcus showed up at my house 3 times. I didn't open the door. Haley left voicemails ranging from apologetic to threatening. I deleted them all. My sister Joan drove 4 hours to lecture me. I told her to leave. Then Diane called me into her office. We have a problem. Marcus hired a lawyer. They're claiming you made verbal promises about transferring the house and that they have equity rights based on improvements. What improvements? New appliances, landscaping, painting. They're claiming $15,000 in added value. I paid for the appliances and landscaping. They bought paint from Home Depot. Can you prove it? I pulled out a folder. Every receipt, every bank transfer, every check. Diane smiled slightly. Of course you do. 3 weeks later, Marcus appeared at my door early morning. Something in his face made me open it. Mom, please, just 5 minutes. I stepped onto the porch. Talk. We can't find anywhere. Everything requires first, last, security deposit. $9,000 just to get in somewhere. We don't have it. You had 3 years to save it. I know. We thought we had time. We thought you'd always be there. We were wrong. I should have defended you to Haley. Should have, but didn't. I'm apologizing now. You're apologizing because you're losing something, not because you understand what you did. That's not true. Isn't it? If I let you stay, would you suddenly become grateful? Or would we be right back here in 6 months? He didn't answer. That's what I thought. What about Ryan and Ivy? Their parents made choices that affected them. That's called life, Marcus. Haley's car pulled up. She got out fast. I knew you'd come crawling back to her. Haley, don't. No, Marcus. She turned to me. You win. We're wrong. We used you. We're terrible people. Happy? Not particularly. Then what do you want? Nothing. You didn't just hurt my feelings. You showed me exactly how little I meant to both of you. I can't unsee that. So you're just done with your son? Your grandchildren? I'm done being used. Marcus's face hardened. Fine. You'll die alone. And when you do, don't expect us at your funeral. I don't expect anything from you anymore, Marcus. That's the point. They left. Haley was crying. Marcus's hands were shaking. The house sold 45 days later for $420,000. Marcus and Haley moved into a small 2-bedroom apartment 40 minutes from their jobs. Haley's father threatened to sue. His lawyer dropped the case after reviewing my documentation. Last week, my sister called with news. Marcus and Haley separated. She moved back with her parents and took the kids. I'm sorry to hear that. You could have prevented this. You could have helped them. Or maybe their rough patch was always there, and my money was just covering it up. Joan hung up on me. This morning I set up 2 trust funds, $50,000 each for Ryan and Ivy, untouchable until they turn 25. Neither Marcus nor Haley will control it. When the kids are old enough, They'll understand their grandmother loved them enough to protect them from their parents' choices. I'm not the villain here. I'm just someone who learned that you can't buy love, and you definitely shouldn't fund the lives of people who push you away the moment you become inconvenient. But here's what keeps me up at night. If your own child looked you in the eye and chose his wife's comfort over your basic dignity, all while living in your house and spending your money, would you have kept funding their life? Or would you have done exactly what I did?